Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks, where after a terrible 1-3 week that saw me with just one more win against the spread than the Chargers had straight up, Daddy sits at 8-8 on the season, and it may be time to go back to my TikTok sweatshop gig, where instead of trash cans, I'd be selling juicers, considering that's exactly what I'm making for Vegas. I sit here in 8-8, and as I've said countless times, while I'd love to be at 60% against the spread, even if I'm 40%, at least you know to fade Daddy and his silly jokes. But as we head into week 5, I'm no better than a coin toss. So maybe instead of taking advice from my talking head, take advice from the one on that coin in your pocket. Hey, at least when you lose money that way, it will literally be on your dime. Okay, better yet, use that dime right now and call your bookie with these 4 picks. I'll wait here for the next hour while you find yourself a payphone. My first pick, the Browns are getting 4 and a hook from the Vikings in London at 9 a.m. What better way to start your day than not only have your money on the Browns, but to be able to feel like a member of the team, because just like them, you can sleep through the game. They've been awful this year, but while we have no idea who will be the starter for the Vikings, we do know that whether it is J.J. McCarthy coming off his high ankle sprain that saw him walking around the sideline gingerly at practice Thursday, or the ginger that is Carson Wentz, who's coming off a loss to the Steelers last week that, just like McCarthy's gait, was far more lopsided than the Vikings want to admit, we know neither one has a leg to stand on. Meanwhile, we do know who will be the QB for the Browns, and that would be Dillon Gabriel, who may be a rookie in the NFL, but considering he has played for 3 different college teams before this, it is far from new territory for him. I mean, look at this. The guy was in college the past 6 years. He shouldn't be playing QB in London. He should be teaching at Cambridge. Regardless, the real boost of the Browns will not be their offense. It will be their defense, just 2 years removed from being tops in the league. They'll play with passion on the field, knowing the ball will be in far better hands when they are off of it. Give me the Browns, and I'll take the 4.5 I'm getting. My next pick, the Ravens are getting 2 and a hook from the Texans in Baltimore. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is out for this game, giving way to Cooper Rush. But unless Rush has a broken wrist and an eye injury, I think he's healthy enough to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, who will be facing the 3rd worst defense in the league in the Texans. Look for the Ravens to move the ball at will, at home, playing for pride, while they do just what they need to do. Rest their star QB against a crappy team, as the real star of this game is not the rushing of Henry, nor the passing of Rush, but the kicking of Tyler Loop, who the team was so high on, they took him in the 6th round of the draft, and he's picked up kicking long field goals just like his predecessor, Justin Tucker, putting the handy in handily. That's what I meant to say. Take the Ravens, then, at 2.5 they're getting. My next pick, the Jets are getting 2 and a hook from the Cowboys at MetLife Stadium. We've all heard the phrase that a tie in football is like kissing your sister. But when you play to a 40-40 tie, I have bad news. Your sister is a whore. Still, people seem to think this was a turning point for Dak Prescott, when really it was a typical game we see from him a handful of times each season that allowed for his handfuls of money he got from Jerry Jones last season. But if you think he's going to put together consecutive games like that, please, people, think again. And here's something else to think about. If anything happens to Prescott again, the only other QB on the roster is Joe Milton III. Oof. Maybe they should see if the first 2 are available. The Jets get Justin Fields back from protocol, something you may want to check into if you think Prescott's going to put up half as many points this Sunday on the road against the Jets D. Give me the Jets. You're welcome, Garrett. And the 2.5 I'm getting. Which brings me to my double your money Monday night bet. The Chiefs are laying 3.5 to the Jaguars in Jacksonville. What? That's all? The Jags are now 3-1, sure, after beating their toughest opponent yet, the Niners, starting a banged-up Brock Purdy down a pair of his top receivers, and yet they needed this late fumble to do it. Couple that with their 17-10 win over the Texans and their opening day 26-10 win over the Panthers, and you've got a team whose 3 W's are as meaningless as the ones that used to start every website. At least they sure don't use them for porn sites. That's how I get to where I want to be with 3 fewer strokes. The Chiefs, meanwhile, have 2 losses in what is arguably the best against what is arguably the best NFC and AFC teams in the league when they played them in the Eagles and Chargers. And now with Xavier Worthy back to stretch things out more than anything on those aforementioned sites, it's sex. I cannot see the Jags not getting blown out. Insert one more porn joke there if you'd like. But regardless, take the Chiefs, lay the 3.5. Those are Geno's picks.